So, Eric,
Yes.
that's your name, right?
I think so. Last time I checked.
Good. So, and I'm John, correct?
No, I thought your name was Rick.
And Rick Johns. Oh,
Rick.
wait. So that was a start. So, welcome everyone back to the Ninbits podcast.
Hey.
This is podcast number 26, unless I'm counting wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah, and here we are once again to talk about Nintendo news. Specifically, the news that happened last week. Unless I happen to miss some by the time this podcast is posted, but for details, whatever.
Whatevs.
They'll be in the past, so in the end, it doesn't even matter. That being said, you know what matters? It's what we've been doing this week. So, Eric, what have you been doing this week?
So, I, believe it or not, started playing. Well, I think I talked about this last week. I was going to start, but I started playing Animal Crossing finally again. Um, so that's what I've been doing. I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I've been playing Pokemon Go. Uh, in Pokemon Go, not just because I didn't see it in the news here, but um, Pokemon Go nests just recently changed last night. So if people aren't familiar with what nests are, basically it's where you find specific Pokemon in one spot. And
Oh,
yeah, they all changed last night as of this podcast.
oh, I didn't, I didn't see those in the news.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
this is kind of the stuff that you find in the background, So like this is where you would find on Reddit and Facebook groups that create stuff like that. But yeah,
all right.
yeah. So it's not like huge news, But I know that there's an update coming out here. I wouldn't be surprised actually if I check my app store right now, and there's more than likely an update available for Pokemon Go already. But yeah, there's an update coming up here soon. But aside from that, dude, Animal Crossing, I've been playing that a lot since I unfortunately lost my other game. I don't know where the hell it's at, and it's very sad that I put so many hours into it and just got lost like that. But I think that's it. I'm sure I'll probably remember something else here as soon as we start talking more, but that's it so far. Getting ready to go back to school already, and here we go again with the schoolwork.
So is that really it? You haven't really done much?
No, not well, no, because then the last weekend I ended up having to go to a friend's birthday party, and really that took up most of my weekend right there, 3 days to be exact, because I went and helped set up for the birthday party. We went to the birthday party, and then I helped take down the birthday party the following day. So that took 3 days right there alone.
Wait, what the hell? Why were you doing that?
What was it's just to help my wife because it was my wife's best friend, so I figured I'd help out. I don't want
Fair
to just leave
enough.
her doing it by herself.
Fair enough. So nothing special else was been going on with you?
Nothing else special that I can think of off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm probably sure something will come up later.
All right. Well,
How about you?
well, not necessarily anything special. I guess I got Federation Force.
Oh, cool.
I'd only had time to play one mission though. But I will say something about this game. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that first mission was fun. It
Okay.
wasn't a bad mission. That being said, there was a point where I was supposed to go press a switch. There was four of us. I
Okay.
was supposed to go press a switch, and I did. Like everyone else was looking elsewhere, and I went ahead.
Oh my god, I hate games like this. Okay, yeah. Keep
Well,
going.
well, there was nothing we can do because
Oh,
we only. Well, this is the one bad thing about it. I was playing with randoms. I didn't bother to ask anyone. I'm not sure if anyone on my friends list has this game. Whoops.
mm-hmm.
So went with randoms, and I went. Okay, I went to gather that switch, and I pressed it, but then I couldn't get back. It was a time switch,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how to get back, and I was going around like crazy. How the hell did I get down from here? And then I found out it was my last resort. It was a zipper line.
mm-hmm.
I shot the line, and suddenly a thing to grab onto appear.
Oh, cool. Well, accidents happen, and I'm glad it was a good accident.
Yeah, the thing is that he never told me that was how it was done. And
Oh,
yeah, but from that the mission proceeded smoothly. Like most of the loading loading parts of the game are located during there's like these four buttons on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has to stand on them, and the next scene loads because, like, do you see the doors slowly like just start like to open? It's
Mm-hmm.
just clearly loading the next part of the area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just went through this ice planet. We basically had to destroy this. I don't know. It looked like a bug infested area. Again, this is
Okay.
Metroid monster, so I don't know him by name.
Right.
We just basically had to destroy this like cocoon thing.
Okay.
And then after that, we went outside. We went to get picked up, and then a nice giant ice monster came up,
Oh,
and we had to
nice.
beat it. And it's pretty interesting because you had the ability before you start, you can pick up items. Like they give you missiles, they give you healing capsules, they give you fire related guns, but everyone gets to pick. So
Mm-hmm.
it's from that bunch, or someone can take all the missiles,
Mm-hmm.
or someone can take all the healing pills and become kind of a healer.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting.
So it's just,
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
so it's not only multiplayer, but it's a squad focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very end, when you finish the mission, depending what place you get first pick of mods, which is like these items that you pick up during the mission.
Mm-hmm.
I got third place, so I didn't get any because we only got two mods.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went with nothing. And
So
I,
you would say you have to keep replaying some of these missions over and over again just to make sure you get the mods, right?
well, I'm pretty sure they're randomized. That's
Oh, that's what I was going to ask next. If they're randomized mods or are they specific to that particular level?
I'm not sure. Again, I only played that one mission, and again, I haven't had time to play much
Mm-hmm.
because this is like I think I need internet and all that other stuff. So
Mm.
so yeah, and then there's this weird thing with this game. You can't just move the camera. You need to use the gyro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need to use the gyro unless you have the new 3DS or the control stick, that ugly thing.
The little C stick, the piece of plastic on the top of your
Yeah, but that being
game.
said, the
Yeah.
gyro works well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little weird. It's a little wonky, I guess. I gotta get used to it, but it works
Mm-hmm.
because you gotta aim it in order to predict enemy patterns. Like if they move, your bullets are not gonna hit because you lock on. But
Mm-hmm.
in order to hit moving targets, you need to aim at them as they move. Your bullets are not
Oh,
gonna yeah,
shit.
your bullets are not gonna follow it. You gotta aim where they're going to be.
It kind of sounds like Metroid. Did you ever play Metroid? What was it, Hunters? On the DS when they first came out.
I believe I played a demo at a Walmart once.
Yeah, me too. That's what it's reminding me of right now. Would you say that's how it kind of is?
Kind of, except this you don't have to use the stylus.
Right.
So this is
Do
already
you have
much
the option to do that though?
no. This is already
Okay.
much better than that. No, that thing gave me cramps. So yeah, it's that. I guess I've been playing. I've been playing still Tokyo Mirage sessions. Almost done with that game, and almost
Hmm.
on the last mission. Friend says it's like around 2 hours more, so finally gonna get that done, so I can move to other games
Right.
that specifically Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Hmm.
Yeah, and actually, I just recently, this is a very recent thing, but I started getting into comics.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, so kind of my own collection of source comics that I've been collecting for a certain TV show, and
Hmm.
watching videos from other people, and just listening to people talk about comics. And I heard one person specifically talk about Spider-Gwen,
Hmm.
which is this one comic based with a different dimension where Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man's girlfriend, ends up being bitten by the spider instead of Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah,
Instead of Peter Parker.
and Peter Parker dies. Spoilers.
Whoa.
This is right in the beginning. It's basically you 3 pages of this, like just for the start scene. Like you just shows Gwen getting bit, and then you just see Peter kind of getting jealous, and he starts getting obsessed with Spider Gwen, and he wants to be like her. And then he dies in her arms, saying, "I just wanted to be like you," and he
Oh my
dies.
God.
So she feels guilty.
That's interesting. I never thought they would take that route. That's crazy how that's been the new trend lately. It's like Spider Gwen, and then you got what's it called? Ironheart. That's the next one
I
for
don't
the
know.
Iron Man.
Oh, you mean that female, the lady, right? Who's
Yes, the
going to
female
become?
Iron Man. Uh huh.
Okay, I heard about that. Well,
Yeah,
this
that
is
one's Ironheart. I think if I'm not mistaken, that's what they're calling
I
her.
don't know the name. Like. this is a complete different dimension. This is a different Earth, as they call it. There are
Hmm.
different dimensions, and it's pretty interesting because you have Daredevil being the bad guy, Matt Murdock.
Really?
Yeah, he worked, for example, he works for the Kingpin.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then the Punisher. What's his name? Darn, I can't remember his name. Sadly, the point is the Punisher. His wife and child is alive. They're alive
Hmm.
in
Oh
this,
wow.
but he's a cop. But the things that he, as a cop, ends up being focused on his job and pretty much ignoring his family.
Hmm.
So in the
And
end,
what?
he ends up being a scumbag no matter what dimension you're in.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, what are the chances in that? He ends up still being an asshole, really.
In the end, the Punisher is gonna get fucked regardless. So yeah, it's a lot of pretty fun stuff like that. A lot of different characters. Like just one more I will put up. Captain America is a black woman
Hmm.
because at least in the continuity of this, they actually show it in 2 pages. They just see uh, Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
I guess he got hit by a stray bullet, and the woman was there, and she's like, "Don't worry, I will take it."
Oh my god.
And so Captain America was born. Well, and don't worry, she's just as boring as well, boring sound looking as Steve Rogers. She's super serious, so they don't have that much difference. It's that
Hmm.
she's a black woman, but
Hmm.
that's been fun. I started to kind of regret getting into this because these comics are expensive, man. At least when they're piled together.
Dude, they are pretty damn expensive. A lot of people don't realize that that's an expensive hobby as well.
Yeah, I bought the first 2 volumes of Spider-Gwen, has 6 issues each,
Oh,
and
okay.
that cost me $34.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's much more expensive than the comics I usually get, so I'm kind of getting used to that. I'm kind of pacing myself from now on.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. And then one of the comic series that I was really into, a series that I was into, if you ever get to it, is the Marvel Zombies. Did you ever hear about those ones?
I have heard about those, but I also have heard that there's a lot of it.
Dude, I loved every single one of those. I read them all, and I thought it was very, very great. But
Really?
I'm into zombies though. So as soon as I saw that one, I was like, this is pretty cool. And I'm into obviously Marvel, so I was like, I want to go ahead and check this out. And I got into it, dude, and I read every single one of those.
How do you even do that? Did you get a huge omnibus with the whole thing?
I did on Amazon actually.
Oh god, how much did that cost you?
Dude, it was like 100 and something. I can't remember exactly how much.
Uh,
Yeah, dude, it
Cause
was every penny worth it. I loved it. I still have it.
yeah, it's very funny because I was watching videos by this guy called Karak. He had a whole month dedicated to that. So that was in a daily basis posting videos. So that's a lot of
Oh,
comics.
it took me a long time. It wasn't even. It was a lot longer than that. I can't remember, but I didn't watch. I didn't read every day, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was over the span of while I was at one of my previous jobs, just while I was in during downtimes. That's when I was reading a few bits and pieces here and there.
How many pages was that?
Dude, I can't remember. I swear, it's here somewhere. I just don't even know where.
Oh
But
man. Well, that's
yep.
pretty cool. I mean, I would do that, but I was gonna get Spider Verse instead of Spider Gwen, but that thing cost $49. So
Ugh.
then I was gonna
Jeez.
get a DC comic, which is like the beginning of a new thing, a new, you know, the comics are being again
Yeah.
retcon or whatever that
Mm-hmm.
just happened recently. That's $39. So then I saw Spider Gwen number two, 1 and 2, and I picked those up.
That's cool, dude. Pick
So
that
yeah,
one up instead. Yeah.
yeah. Again, it's a fun read. It's a good comic too. I really like the art, and Gwen is very responsible. I will say that much. She's
Hmm.
not Peter Parker.
No, I can tell.
Well, but enough about the comic cast. We're going to go into the news now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric,
Mm-hmm.
news, news.
What
Th-
is news?
This is the part where you try to you try to get everyone's attention while I look for news. Uh,
All right, the news.
oh
Because
yeah,
this guy, oh yeah, he found
oh
it.
yeah. I also remember. Why didn't I grab Style Sav instead of Metroid Prime?
I thought that's. Oh my god, dude, you did say that too for the
I
longest time.
forgot. I forgot it came out the same day.
Oh wow, you messed up
Oh, I
royally on
messed
that
up
one.
super hard, man. I went for the casual crap and left the hardcore style
Just hurry up
back
and
then.
finish Metroid Prime or Metroid Hunters, and just go ahead and sell it or some shit.
I'll probably do that, but I don't think I'm gonna get much money with the whole crap happening. with it.
That's true. You'll probably get like $10,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and then GameStop will offer you like $2.
yeah. I mean, I have what do you call it? A pro membership, so
Oh, $2.50.
yeah.
Yeah, more money.
To be fair, it's a good thing to save up money with.
Hmm.
So yeah, but Ryan, news. So the Pikachu movie in talks with to hire Gravity Falls and Guardians of the Galaxy writers.
That was interesting, dude.
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
super interesting.
yes, I love Gravity Falls. It's
Hmm.
one of my favorite animated series, which just recently finished this year.
Hmm.
And of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a really fun movie.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed the movie a lot. So having two great writers like that, writers messed up and spelled with two T's, by the way. Whoops. So Alex Hirsch, who's great with mystery, again, good choice. And
Hmm.
again, the man who made Guardians of the Galaxy, I forget his name, but
Yeah, I can't remember his
yeah,
name
but
either.
he's a very funny guy. He knows how, like he clearly knows how to write a funny character.
Hmm.
And maybe, just maybe, we get our fucking Danny DeVito.
Maybe, but I'm not gonna go ahead and hold my breath on that one.
I am. I may die, but as long as I get my Danny, everything will be fine.
It would only make sense if they get Danny DeVito. They better get Danny DeVito on this.
That's about what I should make a voice, but I don't feel like it. But in the good news bandwagon, we have Pokken Tournament. It said it's not really good news. It
Mm,
says that they ship a million copies, but no one really, well, not a lot of people realize this, but shipping is not the same as selling.
no. That just means there's more in the stores.
Yes, I mean, it's not like Nintendo gets the money for those issues. Those
Dude, but think about it. Street Fighter, the newest one, if I'm not mistaken, they shipped about 1.5.
So, well, I guess that is.
So for Pokken Tournament to be up there, they're holding their own right now, dude. That's pretty amazing.
You're right, actually. This may be enough to get a sequel, actually.
It may be more than enough to get a sequel. Yeah, I agree.
So, to reiterate a bit about this game, I got rid of it. It was very simple, so I didn't have a lot of fun with it. Like, it
Really, I
was.
thought you would. I thought you were super
I
into
was
that game.
super excited about it, but again, once you start playing a little bit, you start seeing how simplistic it is. It's
Hmm.
very rock, paper, scissors. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
So, yeah, I had to get rid of it. Well, I didn't have to, but I didn't like it too much, so what was the point of keeping it?
True.
I did get the Mewtwo amiibo card, so
You did or didn't?
I did. Of course I did.
Of course, I was gonna say you better have kept that one at least. What did you
Yeah.
do with the game? Did you sell it to back to GameStop or?
Yeah, I got $40, so.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well,
Yep.
it was still probably relatively new, so.
Yep. So I'm actually glad I sold it early-ish.
Hmm.
That being, kids, if you want this game and if it becomes rare, you better be ready for to pay high prices.
Super high prices.
Yeah. And continuing in that Pokemon wagon, so Nintendo apparently planned to make a Pokemon F Fire Emblem crossover.
Dude, when I heard that, I was pretty upset that they didn't make it happen because it ended up being in that other one, right? That Pokemon Conquest is what
Pokemon
they were saying.
Conquest, yes. That
I
was a
because I
fun.
pl- I played that game.
Yes, so did I. I finished it. That was a fun
I
game.
Yep, I finished it too. I thought it was a very fun game as well.
Yes. An interesting mix. I never finished the side stories of that.
Neither did I.
Neither did I. They got hard.
Oh yeah, they
I
did. Yep.
tried it. Like there was this one with Wigglytuff. Like that was your partner,
Mhm.
and I didn't even bother. I kept losing and losing and losing because you got to start all over if you lose the battles.
Mhm.
And nah, nah. All right, so going for a combo breaker, we have Dragon Quest 11 reconfirmed for the NX.
Mhm.
It's happening. Square
It's still
Enix.
happening.
Yes,
Still happening.
Square Enix is not leaving us behind.
So can I tell you to? I know that we're on Square Enix right now too. So,
Hmm.
um, totally off the side here. Did you hear about the other rumor while I'm at it here before I forget
You said what?
about possibly Kingdom Hearts?
Well, yeah, I read about it as well, actually, but it doesn't seem too likely.
It doesn't seem too likely, but I guess it's one of those things where you wish, you know.
Hmm. Also, Dragon Quest 11, that whole rumor thing, it was very casually said. Did you
Hmm.
read the whole? Did you read about it?
I didn't read the whole thing, but yes, I read about it a little bit briefly.
Yeah. So I was reading the interview. It just okay. I actually have the statement here.
Oh, cool.
Sakurai. I don't know which Sakurai. It said Masahiro Sakurai. I was like, what? Either way, it might just be another Sakurai, but wow, that name coincidence though.
It is pretty
Yeah,
coincidental.
so will be released simultaneously on Nintendo 3DS and PlayStation 4, and including NX, it's coming out on 3 platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a question.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that's the interviewee, not the developer. Whoops.
Oh.
Hori, who is the developer, that's right. The user hardware is different for each system, so it's quite a challenge.
Ooh.
So that was it. I guess we are getting Dragon Quest 11, not only on
Confirmed.
not only the 3DS but the NX as well.
Confirmed.
When is this coming out though? I know
I
there
think
is.
it's coming out. Well, obviously for the NX not till March, but I don't know. I thought it was coming out a little bit earlier for the other systems, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it was coming out this year. Again, this is what I'm
Mm,
thinking. It might be coming out in Japan around the winter, like
mhm,
fall winter.
mhm,
Again, I'm not too sure about it, but that's what I know.
mhm.
And now, moving on from this kind of news, we go into our now not popular, but our Pokemon Corner, in which we talk about games, specifically Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sun and Moon. So,
Insert Pokemon Go's snippet here.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
Pokemon. There, I did it for you.
Every time people wanna go do that, I'll always go for the Johto version instead of the Panda one because I wanna be a contrarian asshole.
There you go.
So, in quest of section, French mayor tries to ban app as Niantic is using the space without permission.
What a dumbass.
Virtually applies as well, apparently.
Hmm.
So, Then we have cheaters actually getting banned. Niantic is back in this hardcore.
Dude, they're on it. Like, did I tell you about my buddy that does a lot of cheating on it
And
too?
he got permanently banned.
He got 9 out of his 10 accounts permanently banned already. 9 out of them.
ah,
So he
well,
was he was trying different tests. Like one of them, he was just like super auto botting that, like just sniping and blah blah blah, all you can think of. And then he was just experimenting, right? So on one he wasn't doing that, and on one he was, and blah blah blah. So the only one that hasn't been banned is the one that isn't catching anything, not moving anything, not doing anything. So I was like, what's the point of that account at this point?
okay. I get the feeling that account is his actual account.
No, he still got the other two accounts. One of them he's spoofing his GPS, and that one is still up and running just fine. And then the other one is the one that he's just actually walking around with, like his real account.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. His real account survived.
Yeah, his real account, the spoofing account, and then he's got one bot account that's just walking around doing nothing.
Okay, that's actually a good idea. Getting different accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, props to that. He's at least he's cheating right.
Hey, he's doing it the right way. Let's put it that way. So,
Hmm.
and mainly he's one of those guys that likes to dissect things and see how they work.
Hmm.
Like he's one of the guys that discovered that if you catch 1,000 Pokemon in within a 24-hour time span, you get soft banned.
Yes, which has been actually been a current controversy that happened.
Well, what happened, the one that you heard of, because this one hasn't been brought to the attention, the one that I just mentioned, but the one that you heard of is the one I believe where the guy caught 600 or did 600 XP within the 24-hour time span and he got soft banned. But my buddy is the one that did the 1,000 Pokemon within 24 hours. He actually hit hour 18, and it was him and about 4 other people that he was with that got soft banned at the exact same time.
He should have said something. He would have been on the media news.
I told him, but he didn't want to. So, I mean, the other guy that did 600 XP, 600,000 XP was the one that ended up on the news. But I don't think anybody knows about the 1,000 Pokemon within 24 hours as well.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. 1,000 Pokemon in one 24-hour span will get you soft banned.
Cite us, please, Kotaku.
Do it. So, notice me, senpai.
Okay, maybe not Kotaku.
No.
I mean,
Nintendo everything. Just kidding.
I don't care with IGN. Come on, Jose, get us on there.
Otero, invite me.
Oh man, but all right. So Pokemon S&M, which realizing now that's not the best way to. Well, Sun and Moon specifically.
Mhm.
New Pokemon reveal. Of course, I wrote this news before that trailer. We have
Right.
Turtonator,
Mhm.
Justice Dragon
He's
Fire.
cool. I like the one
He
that one
looks
looks.
super cool. I actually
Yeah, I like
wonder.
that one.
Yeah, do you think it's a solo evolution?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I keep
I
thinking
have
it
no
might be.
idea.
I keep thinking it might be evolution of Torkoal
Yeah,
because Torkoal is. Oh, it's
like
that's
his
it.
third evolution, right? No,
Second,
Torkoal has a.
no
Oh yeah, yeah,
evolutions.
yeah. Yeah,
He's
you're
a solo
right.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's like
Wow.
Kangaskhan. Oh,
Oh, Kangaskhan doesn't have any evolutions either, huh?
yeah,
There's
the
still like Kangaskhan, Jinx. So I guess
Farfetch.
there's quite a
No,
Farfetch. Yeah, Farfetch doesn't have one.
Farfetch. Yeah, Jinx does.
No,
He's
Jinx doesn't.
he has a pre-evolution with
Oh, Smoochum. I forgot
yes,
about that.
Muchin. As you know, Magby and Elekid as well.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Jinx doesn't have a third evolution like Electivire and Magmortar,
That's true. Or
or even Magnezone.
Rhyperior as well.
Rhyperior, yeah, which is the Rhydon evolution.
Yep.
So yeah, huh, funny thing. And then we actually got a few new Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I sure wrote the list here. You know?
It's right there. Yeah, I know
Yes,
you're just grabbing it right now
yes,
from the
it is the
side
list
pocket.
of the all the Pokemon that are
Mm-hmm.
there right now.
Oh yeah, I know you have it.
Yes, you know, like
You
that
showed
new,
it to me earlier.
yeah, you know, like that new Sandcastle Pokemon. So,
Yeah, that one.
so yeah, what do you think of that one? There's actually two evolutions.
There is two evolutions, and at first I wasn't really sold on it until first of all, it's Ground Ghost for those who
Yes,
don't know, which is a new. If I'm not mistaken, that's a new type or a new combo type.
it is.
Second of all, the the description on these. There, have you read the descriptions on these things? That's what everybody's really talking
I
about.
watched the pictures of that Pikachu getting dead super hard by one of
So
what?
so I guess it like defeats on the despair of like other Pokemon, and then like it like and it one of them said that it like feeds on the life force of the other Pokemon or something like that. So basically, it kills Pokemon and pretty much kills them like to no regard.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So that it reminded me of the old version, like the old Pokedex entries from like Red and Blue. You know how they were pretty dark.
Uh-huh.
So that's what that reminded me of. I'm trying to find the. I mean, I have the description here somewhere that I am just looking for on my computer right here.
Well, what you look for then? I gotta talk about this one. It's it's scary in a way, but I mean, all ghost types like this are always scary. Yeah, they're always super
Hmm.
scary because I mean, again, if you've seen the pictures, you will see how that one. I don't know which evolution it is, but it's sucking up a Pikachu, and the Pikachu is pretty much dead because it has excess on its eyes. Have you
Yep,
seen that
that's the one.
picture?
So I'm looking at it right now. Actually, Palo Sand loves the vitality of Pokemon and it drags small Pokemon into its body so it can steal their life force. Its sandy vortex swallows them up in a heartbeat. Pokemon dragged into Palo Sand leave traces of their ill will behind. It's thought that this negative energy may be the starting point of a new Sandy Gast, which is
Yeah, the
the
pre-evolution.
pre-evolution. Yep.
Yes, man, I love the Choblin Sandy gas as well. Like apparently, if you try grabbing it, get ready to get your soul sucked out.
Yeah, and that's the
Well,
other one. Is that it possesses Sandy Gast possesses or one of them possesses small children and basically makes them build them up.
yeah, which is how Palosan comes to be,
Yeah, exactly.
which is
It's
pretty
crazy.
interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
like that.
love it.
And then we have Cabrawler.
Yep,
Oh,
that one
look at
is all fighting type.
yes, all fighting time. And no, everyone, shut the hell up. It's a land crab. Land crabs are not water types. Please stop it.
It's the fighting Sylvester Stallone Pokemon is what I call it. You like my Sylvester Stallone impersonation there?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of because it's got that one eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I thought that was a pretty cool
that
one. I
hair
like that one.
that hairstyle reminds me of an anime character, but I don't want to say that one because it's kind of a spoiler for the series that you're watching.
Yeah, don't tell me.
Yeah. Oh, if you keep watching it.
I okay. Well, have you started ReZero?
No.
All right then.
Okay, we're on a stalemate right now.
All right.
That being said, Stuffle, it's which is the adorable pre-evolution of Beware,
Mhm.
which has a what do you call it, a tag on its butt.
Mhm.
It's just basically a teddy bear. It has the goddamn, it has the most adorable cry I ever heard in a Pokemon. Have you heard the cry?
No, I haven't actually.
You need to check the trailer and listen to the cry to see what I mean.
Cool.
But yeah, god damn it, this thing. It said it's mad, it's a little creepy, but other than that, I love it.
It reminds me of a Build-A-Bear.
Build a bear.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what it's trying to be.
With the tag, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the 4 new Pokemon. I like the Sandcastle ones. It's not like we've gotten much worse than this.
I think the Sandcastle ones are so far one of my favorites, to be honest with you.
Really?
I like those ones a lot.
Like Sandy Gas. I guess like Sandy Ghost. I guess it was trying to go in the Polo Sand. Pile of Sand.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, these freaking names. I swear to God. And Crabrawler isn't even clever.
No, not at all.
Ah,
They're getting I think they'll get better, and that was sarcasm. I know that was hard to tell.
well, they get pretty good. I mean, come on. Tapu Koko. What the hell can you say about that one?
Yeah, that's true. Good call.
But I guess that's it in terms of news. Now we go to releases. There is releases this week.
No way. What was released?
It's all eShop and all 3DS.
Damn it!
Well, I mean, we got Federation Force and Styles and the best game ever, Style Savvy last week. So now we get the scrubs with the scraps, which is first Lane Kusakari for 3DS. Don't get deceived by that name, by the way, because the title itself looks like a
Mhm.
Zelda font.
Well, The Legend of Kusakari.
No, I'm serious. Like, look at the name of the title, like the
What is the
actual.
game about?
You compete by basically cutting grass. That's it. You cut grass.
Wait, doesn't Link do that?
Hmm?
Doesn't Link do that with his
But
sword?
that's the focus of this. I guess it's a puzzle game. But you cut grass, I guess, to get two areas. I checked out the trailer, like, what? Yeah, no. And then a more exciting one, Pixel Paint for the 3DS, $3.99. Pixel drawing, that's literally it. You draw, it allows you to, I guess it teaches you to do pixel art,
Oh, cool.
which is pretty cool, $4. Go check it out for more info on the eShop.
This goddamn game is exactly like Zelda Kusakari.
Did you see what I mean with the title font?
Well, not only the font, but it's got the heart meter on the top left corner too, and then the trees and the grass looks exactly like it
But
too.
that's where it stops, if you check the images.
True that. True that.
And then we had the best game of the bunch, Japanese 3D Synth Monorail Trip to Okinaka for 3DS.
Say that again.
Now, it's the 3DS for $19.99. You get to drive a choo-choo train.
Nice.
That's literally it. I guess from what I saw in the images, it didn't even have a trailer. It just had the image at the bottom, and I'm guessing you drive the train, you choose the speed in which you go with, blah 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 blah, stuff like. And I guess that's really it. And from here, and if you saw the thumbnail, which probably didn't tell you anything, but whatever, you saw the title, we're going to go to our topic, which in today's episode is going to be nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we mean by that? You will see once we come back. So we will see you after the break.
Oh, cliffhanger.
And welcome back. I said welcome back.
Welcome. I
See,
just
this,
got sick over the break.
see, this is why I never let you introduce us back.
Damn it. Yeah, it's better. Probably not a good idea to ever let me do that.
So, welcome back, everyone, and we're gonna talk about the topic, which in this case happens to be nostalgia. Nostalgia. Sorry.
Hmm.
So, nostalgia is the latest thing everywhere. Nostalgia. You like Ghostbusters? Well, you better like the new Ghostbusters, because that's out. You like RoboCop? Well, well, you better like that one too. Oh, yeah. You like Teen Titans? Do you remember that cartoon from the early 2000s?
No,
Remember what? Oh, wait, do you like the Powerpuff Girls?
no,
You like the Powerpuff Girls?
no.
Well, other than your wrong opinions, we're gonna move on to the topic. I mean, this show isn't good to begin with, so it's not too good.
It never is, so eh.
Okay, I'll take those fighting words and just shove them aside to the
All
trash
right.
where they belong. But let's talk about this in general. What is nostalgia? Like, what is it to you, Eric? What is nostalgia to you?
Dude, it's anything that just makes me well, it could be which I think is one of the other questions we'll probably ask, but it could be one of two things. In my opinion, the way when I think of it, it's anything from the past when I was younger that makes me feel good and I love to revisit over again. That's what it means to me.
Yes, it's a similar thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
similar thing to me. I mean, it's something that it was from your childhood and you felt really close to it. Again, it might be the first game you played, it might be the first movie you watched, the first song you heard. You hear it, you look at it, you play it again. You instantly get a feeling in you. A feeling
Mm-hmm.
that just brings out a smile, makes you think all the good times in the past before you became an adult and you start to realize that, oh God, what am I doing with my life? And such stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's what is nostalgia for a lot of people, which is why a lot of companies usually like to, you know, eat up, eat it up,
Mm-hmm.
and use it on us again.
Right.
Like the aforementioned Ghostbusters, Teen Titans, Powerpuff Girls, and RoboCop. Of course, none of them are doing too well, so yeah, that's working. In fact, even video games are doing that a lot. Like, we're getting the Crash Bandicoot remaster.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
getting that, and then we're getting sequels that, strangely enough, we didn't get before of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of them. Like, for example, did you who would think we would get a Psychonauts 2
Yeah, that's pretty crazy too.
or System Shock 3? A little stuff like that. We're getting a lot of it. And sorry,
So I was going to ask you. So let me ask you a question. What was the last nostalgia feeling that you recently had? What was it?
the last one honestly would have to be my Nintendo 64 times. Oh, whoops. Which is around the games Mischief Makers,
Mm-hmm.
Jet Force Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe WWE versus NWO Revenge.
Oh, cool. Those are good ones right there. See, mine was recently with Animal Crossing. So this takes me back to the GameCube days where I played and played and played and played and played.
Mhm.
Um, Also, as of this podcast, to give people an understanding of when we're doing this, the other one for me was the recently on Facebook. I'm seeing a lot of commercials now, like the old school commercials for the SNES, because today it turns 25 years old. Um,
Mm.
so I'm seeing a lot of stuff like that. So Super Mario is the other one that recently did it for me because I played a little bit of Super Mario here and there. This is one of those games that I just pick up, be a couple levels, and I'm done with, right? But that one, and then right now, just because I mentioned that Animal Crossing has been the one for me, because the one thing I remember for Animal Crossing is actually my sisters being very involved with it too, so they'd like to play that a lot too with me. Um, but that's the one that's been doing it for me lately.
Mm. Well, a lot of my memories with games are really weird. I was a really poor kid back in the day.
Hmm.
I still was when I got a Game Boy
Hmm.
Advance. It was when the DS came out, so everything I got was super late.
Hmm.
So I never got a lot of. So here's the thing: I never owned a lot of games for a lot of systems. It wasn't until I became an adult, and now I don't have the time to play the games as it usually is.
Hmm.
Fun enough, and I'm not able to, relish on that old those old feelings. In fact,
Hmm.
nowadays, I don't really relish on a lot of those feelings.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
getting this feeling has made me start thinking about it a little bit. So why is it a thing? Like, why it's nostalgia thing? Why was it a thing for me when it was like when it was a thing? And I just keep thinking. It makes me think more like, is this a good thing? Is like is Go ahead.
It could be good and it could be bad though, like I said earlier. And like for me, I have a more good nostalgia feelings than bad. But then at the same time, like there was one incident when I was younger. It's like my one of my cousins who was older than me. He ended up getting the Super Nintendo first before me.
Mm-hmm.
And my bad nostalgia with that is that I remember he would not let me play it, and he was my neighbor, and I would look over the wall and just watch him play from afar. And then when he would notice me watching, instead of inviting me in or letting me watch, he would just close the door on me so I couldn't watch. And
Wow.
yeah, and that's my bad nostalgia feeling. That was like the worst thing ever for me. And they're like, and then my parents would see that and see how sad I was, and they're the ones that worked pretty hard to get me that thing because, as you can imagine, it wasn't cheap back then. It was pretty pricey. So thanks to them, I was able to get one. But that's my bad nostalgia about it.
Well, I wouldn't say that's bad. Nostalgia, I'm not sure if it's inherently bad. Like, I get the feeling nostalgia is more like a good thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I guess that's where we could also start. It's like, what is the definition of it? You know, is could it just be bad, or could it? I mean, could it just be good?
Well,
Um, mhm.
I guess we can say like just the very definition of the word nostalgia is a good feeling, isn't it?
You're right. It is usually associated with like a happy personal experience,
Yeah.
right? I think that's how you would categorize that, if I'm not mistaken. So you're probably right. It's mainly a good thing. You're 100% right on that.
Yeah. So what I was heading to this, why
Hmm.
would nostalgia be bad?
Hmm.
I mean, it's good, it makes you feel good, but why would it
Hmm.
be bad? And again, it led me to a lot of things, a lot of very controversial quote unquote thoughts. For example, dealing not only with games, but also with stuff that I used to watch, personalities, stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah,
For
anything could do it. Personalities and, like you said, TV shows and even food, for example.
Yeah, you want me to tell you one of those controversial thoughts that I just recently had?
Please.
I've been super afraid to post it on Facebook because I'm afraid to get super attacked.
Hmm.
And then I started thinking about it because we all, well, I'm sure you watched the Angry Video Game Nerd, correct?
Hmm.
As I mean, I still do actually, but I've been watching a lot of their videos, which is James and Mike Mondays. James and Mike play games together. But the more I watched them, I realized that James, which is the nerd himself,
Hmm.
doesn't really know how to review games that are not between the NES and SNES 64 eras.
Hmm.
Like whenever it gets farther and farther, his knowledge and his ability to review becomes a little less effective.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So yeah, so I started to notice that his reviews are more looking at what's there. He
Hmm.
focuses on what can be seen easily, and when it starts getting a little deeper, a little more story based, he starts struggling.
Yeah, he does.
So I was like, so maybe I stopped seeing that show as a review show and more like an entertainment source.
Hmm.
So I'm not like I was going to post that I don't think the nerd is really much of a reviewer than
He's not. He's just entertainment, dude.
yeah, but like everyone treats it as reviews, which is why games like Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, remember before the
Hmm.
nerd, it was treated as one of the good Castlevania games.
All right, that's true.
Yeah, it was James Rolfe who, hence he alone, made it so that game went to the bad side of the games.
Hmm.
Which again is what really made me think about it. Like,
Hmm.
can nostalgia really be bad? In this case, we can see it was. It made us see a game from the NES era as a
Hmm.
good game. Turns out it was not a good game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Uh huh.
So yeah, imagine what if there are more games? What if there are more games that we tended to enjoy back in the day, and now they are actually not good games, and it's just our nostalgia blinding us from how terrible they really were.
It comes, I would say, with age at the same time. You know what I mean? Because that's what you grew up with, and that's you're always associating those as a happy time. Because back then, dude, like, for example, I'm going to use Ocarina of Time as my example.
Hmm.
Ocarina of Time, dude, I played that game so much. I explored every knickknack, every little corner, every little possible thing in that game. That was back in the day when you were looking, at magazines, and people would say, "Oh, there's a rumor that you can somehow get the Triforce." Even
Hmm.
though me and you both know that's not true. Spoilers, if anybody cares. There's not possible.
you,
So, but I explored every freaking little knickknack and every little corner trying to find that damn Triforce, and I had fun doing it every single time. I had fun glitching the game out, all that good stuff. And I didn't just deal with that game. I mean, I'm talking about every other game. I was like playing those games back in the day to completion. Some of those games back then were so difficult that today's kids generation would not be able to go out and complete these games, or would get too frustrated to where they wouldn't want to play it anymore.
hmm Well, that's the thing. Have you ever thought about those games have not actually been as good as you thought they were?
Yeah, absolutely, I have. But because I grew up with them, I think they're
Hmm.
amazing. You
Yeah,
know.
yep. And that's that feeling that I keep getting. What I keep talking
Hmm.
about those older games not being as good as we think they are.
Hmm.
Hell, there's a lot of people who say that Ocarina of Time is not as good as they think it is. That's
Hmm.
been happening lately for a while.
Yep.
The games that used to be good, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
Yep.
Now there's a lot of people who think they're horrible games. Again, because the games had gotten better as time has passed. Whether people want to agree or not, they become inherently better.
They are.
Yes,
I agree.
so that's the thing. I'm thinking. So I kind of want to talk about this one experience I had. I was talking with this one person who was arguing with me about how the NES, the new mini NES classic thing
Hmm.
coming out, was bad because it had save states. So I tried. I basically his argument was that that would be cheating.
Hmm.
But then I argued back with him saying that a lot of these games were way too hard for the wrong reasons.
Hmm.
They were hard, so they kept you playing longer. Like, and I put Ghosts and Goblins for example, which
Oh my God, Ghosts
is
and
one of the
Goblins.
hardest games there
Holy.
is, and it's not even
Yeah.
a fair difficulty. And then you gotta finish it twice to beat it completely.
Yep.
And then I put up Mega Man 2. You played Mega Man 2,
Oh
haven't you?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hmm.
So I put one example. Do you remember in one of the Wily stages in which you had to destroy these like walls with the
Hmm.
crash bomber?
Yep.
So was that or was that not the most frustrating, cheapest boss?
It's making me angry as I speak right now. It's boiling my blood right now as I speak. Yes, absolutely.
I actually managed to beat it legitimately, but I was not happy when I beat it.
No, because well, I don't know how. When I did it too, I beat it, but you were just at that point where once you beat it, you were just so frustrated. But you couldn't even get that good sense of I accomplished it. It's more just like a frustrating situation altogether.
Mhm. So basically, just little stuff like that. It
Hmm.
again, it makes you think of what could be good or what it could not. I mean,
Hmm.
you can still think games. Some games are good if you want. If you still think they're good, that's fine. But it's just making me think that maybe like a lot of that nostalgia is like not making people see what others, the point of view of others,
Hmm.
and treat it as fair. You know.
Hmm.
So it's just this weird thought that I've been having.
No, it makes sense, dude. It's like, no, it's not the same as it was back then for us because obviously we didn't get save points like that, right? We had, and if we did, we ended up getting this wonky, janky ass code system where you have to implement like 16 characters to go ahead and make sure you ended up in one spot. Um, or like it is now. Now for most Nintendo games, it's got some kind of easy mode, like in the Super Mario games. If you die a certain amount of times, then you get this crazy invisibility that you just lets you fly through the whole damn stage.
Hmm.
And I mean, we didn't get that kind of stuff, dude. No way.
No, and then it makes me think again the stuff like Federation Force, which not to open that can of worms again, but
Hmm.
it caused an uproar because of the game. I mean, and I can see the argument. A lot of people saying that it wasn't the game they wanted. It wasn't the game that was a Metroid game.
Mhm.
And but I look at it and all I see is a spin-off.
Mhm.
And spoiler alert, but a lot of people won't really care.
Mhm.
The Metroid game apparently sets up a sequel.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't played the game, but I heard about that. And then I heard, again, hope this doesn't count as a spoiler. I don't know who it is or what it is, but I heard the boss is like the last boss on the game is crazy and it like blows your mind. That's all I heard. I don't know what it is. I don't have no idea, but that's all I've heard so far about that part.
that's funny. I heard it was a terrible final boss.
Really? Whoa,
Yep.
go figure.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird, huh? But well, I guess there really wasn't a lot to add to that conversation, to be fair.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
again, it's just that thought thought I'd be having at least. I don't know if you really had that thought lately.
Not lately, but I have. I've thought about it.
Yeah, so like, what is it to other people? Like, what's nostalgia to them? Because again, as you know, the nostalgia can be ranged between like older games that you played a lot. So even if they're bad, you think they're good because of how long you played, and you get accustomed to their controls.
Mhm.
And again, not that there's anything bad with that, but if you get someone else, let's say someone a little older, and getting to play the game, and they don't end up liking it, you shouldn't be getting angry because they didn't like it.
No, no, that's they're entitled to their own opinion.
Or
If
if
they didn't like it, that's okay.
yeah, or if you're a person who played the original Pokemon Red and Blue, and ended up loving it, and then just ended up stopping the playing of Pokemon,
Mhm.
and then you see a new Pokemon, then you say, "Oh look, that's a Sandcastle. It looks like crap." But that's like that.
Mhm.
But I guess that's really it. I really don't know what else I can add to that conversation.
Mhm.
How about you? Got any final thoughts?
No, just beside, I think you said it yourself too. It's like a lot of these people, they'll have their own opinions on them, and let respect their opinions as long as they respect yours too, of course. But
Well, hmm. Well, I guess my final thoughts about it are like nostalgia can be a good thing,
mhm.
but it can also restrict us from looking at things a little more objectively.
Mhm.
And while I can understand that you can go to the bad, but you also I think you might want to accept that when something is bad, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, even famous critics like believe that certain things that may be actually legitimately bad are good.
Mhm.
So honestly, that's a whole thing,
Mhm.
and that's a really man, that's really funny to think about. That something that might actually be bad, the people treat it as good. And again, I'm not talking as if like being legitimately correct or whatnot, but
Sure.
uh man, just talking about it makes me think of horrible flaming commentary comment sections. Arguments and arguments.
Let them argue. Obviously, one of the things that I also did is, if all you have to do is go on YouTube and search E3 reactions, and the first thing you're gonna see is a whole bunch of videos of that I went ahead and put up of like E3 events that Nintendo did, and if you look through the comments on that one, a lot of people just talk about how nostalgic those were, and you see mostly positive than negative comments in there.
Oh yeah, because that was a big moment. It was a reveal trailer.
It was all and there's more than one. There's the one for Super Smash Brothers, the one that Kotaku keeps posting up, the one for the reveal of Twilight Princess. And which other ones do I have? The one that introduces the Wii, codenamed Revolution back then, and then also I have the one that introduces the Nintendo DS,
yeah,
the big old fat one.
yeah. If you guys are actually wondering about those videos, those are actually posted to this channel,
Hmm.
and
They sure are.
the one who posted it is this freaking guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, he posted it a long time ago.
And for some reason now they're catching on. I guess it's because usually they pick up usually around E3 season, obviously, because a lot of people always start googling E3.
Yeah, but hey, I guess and it's I mean it was lucky that you posted then. So You're really
Mm-hmm.
quick to the draw when it comes to that.
I try to be.
Yeah, well, I guess that's it about the topic. I mean,
Hmm.
I think it was a good talk.
I think so too. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I always like getting into these weird ass topics. Not a lot of people really talk about this.
Hmm.
At least not that I had seen. I really wish I knew more people who really did talk about this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, you know. But again, I guess that's really it. So, Eric, what do you have planned?
To get you to watch ReZero.
Well, maybe we you continue JoJo, but
I'll do
it'll,
that tonight if you do ReZero.
fine. But other than that, like, what do you got planned for this week?
Animal Crossing, dude. I think I'm gonna play more Animal Crossing and maybe get a little bit of Birthright in there as well, and more Pokemon Go. That's something that I is easy for me to take on the go. So Pokemon Go on the go. But yeah, mostly it's gonna be Animal Crossing, a little bit of Rebirth here and there.
Okay. Well,
How about yourself?
I mean, I'm still reading those comics, so gotta catch it up to then. I also forgot to mention I read The Walking Dead, so yeah, I gotta catch up to those.
Hmm.
And I guess play more games. I'm planning to have Tokyo Mirage sessions done by next session.
Okay. I see what you did there too.
That wasn't on purpose, by the way. Fun was not intended. And maybe play a little bit more Metroid. Hopefully, I can
Uh-huh.
get some of that in. Again, I find people playing. Oh man, would that suck if I don't find people playing?
Yeah, that would suck.
Please, people, it's a fun game. Give it a shot if you can.
Hmm.
That being said, I guess that's it for the podcast. And I'm Jonas, and you can find me at Twitter on at well not John, which being MONADOJOHNS, and I am posting more often, mostly replying to stuff, but I am posting a little bit more.
I'm trying to post a little bit more too. I think I'm going to post more on Animal Crossing, but you can find me at Ericyo Ninbits, which is ERICYONINBITS, Ericyo Ninbits. And I mean, last time I think I was on there, I think I posted yesterday that I started a new Animal Crossing, so that's where I started. I posted it up there. But yeah, I'm going to think I'll start tweeting a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I actually got a new follower last night, and I checked it out. It's just this, it's one of those girls.
Oh my god, dude, I have so many of those damn bots. I think that's all that. That's all the ones that I have. I have you. I have the developer for Project X Zone 2, and then Spotify Indonesia for some reason, and then one of those girls and another one of those girls, the bot girls.
Like I had the guys from Power Pros Gamer, the Power
That's pretty
Pros.
cool.
Well, that was in my other account.
Oh
Yeah, I got them to follow me. I was talking to them for a bit in my other account, but not in this one, sadly. They,
no, and this one is pretty sad for me too. I think I'm gonna start doing some Follow Me Fridays bullshit so I can start getting people following me.
come on, man, don't do that. I mean, that's just a
Don't
little.
stoop to that level.
Yeah, don't stoop to do that. If you talk a bit more, you say funny stuff, they'll follow you.
Or just say Pokemon Go on everything, like you said earlier. Just hashtag Pokemon Go everything.
Yeah, just don't forget to put it next time.
I know, true.
Well, that's it for today's podcast, and hopefully you're enjoying the change in thumbnails and start to put a little more effort into that, making it a little more interesting.
Hmm.
And hopefully
Thanks
you,
for that, by the way.
yeah, it's a little hard,
Meh.
I'll admit,
Oh,
because
I
like,
can imagine.
yeah. Well, that being said, see you guys next time.